I know at first this video isn't going to look like much, but it is going to be a small video, but it's going to be more than just a black box, I promise you. It's going to be online coaching expectations versus reality. And my goal with this video is to kind of help your mindset and get rid of those negative thoughts that are kind of holding you back, those negative limitations in your mind that are holding you back. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay. So first one we have here is going to be this section here. And this line is going to be, this graph, I'm sorry, is basically going to be what you think will happen to your clients without your help. The goal is going to be on the y-axis at the top, and then on the y-axis, the entire line is the result. Over time is the x-axis, which is the horizontal line. So what you think is going to happen without your help basically is that clients are going to go through the process. They can do all the stuff themselves. They're going to see immense linear progress in whatever they want to accomplish. But that's not actually the case. What really happens without your help is something that looks like this. They start at ground zero, they gain some momentum, they gain progress, and eventually something happens, right? They lose motivation, they lose discipline, they get discouraged, they plateau, they lose information, they lose time, whatever it is, and they kind of just go all the way back down, lose progress, and just end up a little bit above where they were, not nearly where they could be at the end result, right? And this is just the representation of both scenarios here, right? What you think will happen in your mind, what your clients will achieve, without your help, but this is what actually happens. Now let's go down here, and this one is going to be a little bit different. This is what happens to your clients without your help. And it's kind of just reversed, right? So clients are going to start here, again, just same exact thing as this one, and they kind of plateau a little bit and end up a little bit above where they started out. But what actually happens to clients with your help, from a zoomed out point of view, this is not like at all the process, is they're going to start from ground zero and then eventually achieve the end result, essentially, right? But it's not going to be a straight line. I'm going to break that down in just about a minute here. And again, this is just the representation of both scenarios. So let's take a deeper dive into this specific graph here. And it's going to look something like this. This is going to be a mock client journey with your help. Again, same kind of premise here. It's a graph. Result is on the y-axis. Over time is on the x-axis. And the goal is at the top. So the further they go over time, they're going to achieve the end result, the higher they go to. So let's start here, right? You're going to help them done with you support, because coaching is done with you. Obviously a course is a done for you program, but coaching is just done with you to help the client achieve the results with your service, right? So you're going to help them start at ground zero, and they're going to achieve some progress. And then once they achieve this, you're going to want to introduce more variables into their growth, more things to learn, new strategies to implement, certain things, right? And with this, they might just kind of have too many stuff on their plate, for example, and they're going to plateau, right? And when they plateau, it's going to be just this flat line. They're going to be frustrated. But it's your job to kind of fix that momentum. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in and fix these mistakes here. And when you fix these mistakes, they're going to shoot up in progress. Their discipline might have been fixed. Their motivation might have been fixed. Whatever that bottleneck was, you fixed it, you solved it, and now they're having immense progress. However, it's pretty unsustainable, the amount of progress they're likely achieving right now. So what's going to happen is you're going to hit this point, and then they're going to basically burn out or lose discipline or lose motivation. So what you have to do is kind of come in here and be a guide, right? You have to reach out and establish some kind of sustainable growth plan. You recognize their faults, their progress, and their strengths. Look at those all from a bird's eye view and implement a certain personalized strategy to still see growth and results enough where they don't get discouraged, but not too much where they just kind of burn out because it's too much going on all at once. That is your responsibility. So you come in here, again, establish this growth plan, and then they're going to achieve a sustainable growth path, and you help them achieve the end result, the end goal, and then they achieve the end goal. I hope that was helpful to you. And then some key takeaways here are the following, right? Number one, coaches are needed. They are needed for their support. They are needed to do like their done with you help service. They're not needed for all of the answers, and they are not needed for an unknown. They're not needed for unknown information. Like if a client is going to you You expect that they expect you to know all of the information, especially in your niche, but you're not God, you're not all knowing, you're not omnipotent. So it's okay if you don't know everything. It's a done with you journey. It's not a done for you journey. So you're basically learning with the client along the way. Don't worry if you don't know everything, especially if you're just starting out as a coach. Yes, it's best to know as much as you possibly can. So especially that, like if you're doing like fitness coaching, for example, you have to know a lot of things. But if you're doing business coaching or marketing coaching or sales coaching, you just have to be a couple steps ahead of the client, enough where you can kind of relate to them, because they're not going to relate to probably like the Ian Gadgis or the Alex Ramozis of the world, because they're just way far up there. But you are just a couple steps ahead of this person, and you're visibly, physically, and probably financially a lot more established than they are, which is what your whole coaching service is for, right? You've achieved the results, or you've almost achieved the result this person wants to achieve, so you're helping them achieve that result with you, right? You don't have to know all the answers, you just have to know some of the answers. Number two, the client journey is not linear. More often than not, clients will quit without your aid, which kind of brings us back to this point over here, right? It's not going to be like this. It's going to be something like this, more likely than not. And clients will have breakthroughs and downfalls with your help, so don't be discouraged if they are discouraged. Number three, and lastly, faith is necessary. Clients must trust in the process to see success, and you must trust that with your help over time, the client will see success as well, right? Your help is not the end all be all, but it is going to aid in their success too. You have to trust that with your help, the client is going to see success. Don't fret that, they're going to give you a bad case study, or a bad review, a bad testimonial, whatever it is, right? Just do your job, do it the best you can. And with that, trusting in the process, trusting in what you're delivering to this client, the client will see success, and you will have success with the client, right? And last but not least, you must trust in God. His timing is perfect, and he will guide you to make the right decisions, right? The best systems in the world can only help you if you've done the inner work yourself. I've seen tons of growth operators try to help online coaches, growth consultants such as myself try to help coaches like you, most likely. And what ends up happening is they don't really even scale, right? For example, if these guys want to come in and implement a new ad strategy into your campaign, right? But if you don't already have organic content as a foundation, ads are going to do little to nothing for you, especially in terms of ROAS, right? You will get a much higher ROAS if you do ads in conjunction with, organic content as well, if you have an organic presence. Same thing with an email newsletter, right? All of these things, a funnel, a VSL, SMS sequences, whatever it is, whatever is going to help you scale. There's only a certain amount of things that really will in the first place, but whatever is promised to you to help you scale, it will only work for you if you do the inner work first. That means believing in yourself, loving what you do, trusting in the process, trusting in your work, understanding that life thrives on transactions. And if you're just trying to, let me explain this better. Life thrives, the universe thrives on transactions, right? But it also thrives on giving, mostly than receiving, right? It's basically an unweighted balance. Think about it like a scale, right? The person receiving your help or some kind of gift or transaction, whatever it is, has to be on the higher side of receiving. Like, you're both going to receive certain things, but they have to receive more than you receive. That's how giving works, right? So when we're talking about coaching, yes, there's a transaction there because you're being paid for your service, but they're probably achieving a much more important result than you are getting money for your work, right? They need to see this result. They need to lose this body fat. They need to gain this muscle. They need better sleep. They need to start this business. With your help, they are achieving a much greater result than you are getting in terms of income or in terms of a case study, right? That's how giving works. Yes, there's a transaction involved still, but understand that if you're so focused on getting the money and getting paid for your service and not actually in the service and the giving side of things, it's just not going to work out for you. So there's that. There's faith in the process. There's faith in yourself, faith in your deliverables, loving what you do, and having faith in God as well. Because without God, none of this would be possible. And I don't want to preach my faith on you, but it's worked for me. It's worked for my clients. God is the end all be all. He is the alpha. He is the omega. He is going to determine if your business is going to survive long term. So give it all back to him. Give it all back to your clients. just give it all back. Give more. Give more. That's my line. That's my motto. Give more. People will be happier. You will get more money. You'll have a better relationship with those around you, with God, with your clients. So give more, have faith, trust in the process. I hope this was helpful to you. I'm exhausted right now, so I apologize for me kind of slurring my words. It's super late right now, but I had to get this done so I can post it tomorrow. But yeah, again, hope this helped you at least a little bit. I know it was pretty short, but drop a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more videos like this, or higher quality ones than this too. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Cheers. Bye-bye.